We have with us Dr. Zara Pur Abedin, lecturer from James Cook University, who will be sharing with us on the topic of Power of Sensory Marketing in Branding. Before I hand over the time to our speaker, please note that there is a Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. Please feel free to type in your questions at any time during the presentation. We'll also be conducting our feedback poll at the end of the session. Without further ado, I'll now pass the time to Dr. Zara. Over to you, Dr. Zara.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. My name is Zahra, business lecturer at James Cook University, Singapore. I'm also the associate fellow of the Chartered Business Marketing, UK, and my research area is e-marketing and tourism marketing. So today I want to share with you some thoughts and some research in the area of multisensory marketing and the role of multisensory marketing in branding. So at first, I share some basic information about multisensory marketing and the application of sensory marketing in different famous brands in all around the world. And after that, I will share with you 2 case studies that they have used multisensory marketing as a part of their branding strategies. So I share my screen. Okay, so multisensory marketing is very useful strategy for different types of brands all around the world because they can use it as a source of competitive advantage in the market, and also by using multisensory branding strategies, they can differentiate their brand from other competitors in the market. Brand experience is very important because it can increase the level of engagement with the customers, and also we can determine our beliefs and attitudes about the brands. So they have done some researchers, they have done few research in the area of the multisensory marketing, and you can see the results here. For example, 66% of the customers, they think that experiential marketing, it can influence their opinion and also their attitudes toward the brands. And also 8 out of 10 customers who had positive customer experience, they can talk about the brands. Because nowadays, all of us know, when we are satisfied or dissatisfied with any products or services, we can go to different types of online platform and we can talk about the brand. So we call it e-word of mouth, right? So when customers, they have positive experience with any types of brand, with any types of product and service, they are more interested to share their experience with other customers. And also 70% of the consumers believe that emotions influence their buying behavior, because some of the customers are rational buyers, some of the customers are emotional buyers. So I want to ask you, how many of you are emotional buyers? Do we have any emotional buyers here? Okay, so emotional buyers are the buyers that then when they want to make buying decision, they don't care about the actual features of the products. When they like some types of product, when they can see some specific emotions or feelings about any brands, they buy that, right? So here I can see one answer. Yes, I'm an emotional buyer. And the research shows that most of the female customers are emotional buyers. So the number of female emotional buyers are more than male customers. So when we can create some unique experience for our customers, we can convert critical or rational buyers to the emotional buyers, and we can increase and also we can influence the buying behavior of the customers. So it is one of the powers of the sensory marketing. So what is multisensory marketing? Multisensory marketing is about using 5 senses of the customers to create message and also communicate with the customers. So it is about using 5 senses, not only sight. Most of the marketers, they think that they need to only focus on sight senses, and they ignore the role of other 4 senses. But multisensory marketing notices to the all 5 senses of the customers, because when consider you are staying in a hotel or you go to a restaurant, your experience is the outcome of your all your five senses, not only the sight. So when marketers can use these five senses to create message for the customers and to communicate with the customers, so by this strategy, they can create some competitive advantage for the customers, and also we can increase the level of consumer engagement. So experiential attributes of the brands are important for both brand differentiation and competitive differentiation. It means that you can make your brand different, and also you can make your brand different from other competitors in the market. And experience has been shown that by the researchers that it is a source of the long-term competitive advantage in the market. Okay, so now I want to give an overview of the five senses. Okay, and I want to give you some examples about some brands that they could successfully use these types of senses for the marketing activities. So smell is one of the important senses that it can create some powerful impression on the brain of the customer. So they can remember the product or services when they can convey the feeling of the smell to the customers. Smell is important. Why? Because it can improve the consumer's mood. So 40% improvement in consumer mood happened after exposing customers to some pleasant scents. So there are many brands that they have used the power of smell for the branding purposes. So here I have given you two examples. One is M&M shop. This photo is for the M&M shop in London. So in this shop, they have used the artificial scent of chocolate in their shop. And after using this strategy, they could increase the number of customers to this shop, and also their sales rate increased dramatically after using this sensory marketing strategy. Another one is Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn also is, I think, is one of the first hotels in the world that they use their signature scent for their hotels. I don't know, have any of you stayed in Holiday Inn? And do you remember the scent you could feel when you enter the lobby of the hotel? So it is the signature scent of the Holiday Inn hotel. Another example for using smell for marketing purpose, I can give you the example. Another one is Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines also, they have their signature scent. They have they use this scent. For example, when you want to go to the office of the Singapore Airline, you want to buy a ticket, you can feel this scent. And also, even in the towels, when they give you during the flight, it has this specific scent. So by this strategy, you can remember this scent, and also you can remember Singapore Airline and the experience in the in-flight experience you had. Okay, also there is one comment by one of your friends, one of the respondents here. So, but usually when you go to spa, they use yes, spa also, the spa centers and these types of services also, they use this strategy. Sorry. Yes, spa. So multisensory marketing is applicable for both products and services. So they have also done some interesting research about the using of smell. So at the right side, you can see the results. It is this research is about the retail industry, right? So in retail industry, they have done a research and they use different types of scents to study the effect of using different types of scents on buying behavior of the customers. For example, in few retail shops in US, they have found that for female customers, when they use some feminine fragrance, such as vanilla or other types of fragrance, so then the sales volume increased by 50%. It became double, only because of the smell, because of the specific scent they use. Also, it is similar for the male customers, right? So when they use some masculine scents, such as rosemary, so these types of scent also influence the buying behavior of the customers. So as you can see here, sensorial marketing and also sensorial strategy works, and you can influence the buying behavior of your customers. So there is one finding of that. Okay, there is one question in the chat box. Let me check that. Okay, now there is a question. Yes, SMART is used for the product, but now the question is that if your product is service-based, such as coaching or training or workshop, or how we can use it in Zoom. So for the use of different types of sense, it depends on the nature of the products and services. For example, we cannot use all of the sense for all types of products and services. Yes, 5 senses are important, but for some types of product or for some types of services, we can use 2 or 3 or few of the senses. But for coaches or for training or for workshops, if it is physical, yes, as a coach or maybe as a trainer, you can use specific types of perfume, for example, or in the room, they can use different types of scents, okay? And in the Zoom meeting and for online. Now, by use of technology, also they use multisensory marketing for online environment, even for online trainer. For this, but with augmented reality and with other types of technology-based services, yes, we can use it for online environment as well. There are many types of new researchers in terms of using multisensory marketing in online environments. Some virtual tools or virtual experience, yes, we can use that. Okay, so let's move on to the other sense. So the next one is sense of hearing. Sense of hearing also is one of the important senses you can use as a part of your multisensory marketing and sensory strategies, okay? So it is important because as you can see, the results of the research that shows that there should be a fit between the music and between music and between the type of your product and services, okay? So for example, if you have a fine dining restaurants, or if you have a there is a fast food restaurant, can we use similar music for these two types of restaurants? No, the music that they use in fine dining restaurant is totally different from the one they use in fast food restaurant. So it is the meaning of the fit. There should be fit between the brand personality and the types of music you can use. If there is a fit, so it can be you can have 96% recall for your marketing strategy. So we have a few brands that they have used hearing in a good way. So they are successful in terms of using sense of hearing. So you can see here that some examples. Starbucks is one of them. Starbucks is not successful only because of using sense of hearing. So it is this brand is very successful in terms of creating unique experience for the customers. Many of us, maybe when we go to the Starbucks, we sit there for 1 hour, 2 hours, and we enjoy our experience. It is because of the multisensory marketing they use. In terms of sense of hearing, for example, you can see here for Starbucks, when you sit in a Starbucks, you can hear the sounds of brewing coffee. Okay, so it's a unique experience they can create for you. Another example is Border Borders. So it is a bookstore, so they have some relaxing and slow music when you enter this shop. So by this, they can influence the buying behavior of the customer, and you stay more in this shop. When you stay more, you're more likely to buy the products from the brands. So there are some examples of the sense of hearing. The next one is sight. Before checking that one, let me check the chat box. Okay. The next one is about the sight. Sight, out of the 5 senses, sight is the most important one. And one research has shown that 80% of the customer, when they buy the products or when they select some services to buy, it is based on the sight. So sight is very important, and most of the companies, most of the brands, they know the power of sight and they have used it. So it is the most prominent one, and 83% of the information people retain is received visually. Yeah, visual experience is very important. So site features are very important for attracting customers and for encouraging to encourage customers to buy your products and services. Okay, so there is one experiment, so you can see here. So they asked participants to taste orange, cherry, lemon, and grape drinks. So when colors and flavors matched, they could have no trouble to identify the flavor because they could see that one. But when if the match was not there, so they couldn't identify that one. So it shows the power of the site. Site is very important. Many companies, they use some specific types of color, or maybe they add some specific features to their products, or even to their brand presence to influence them, to increase the role of sites for encouraging customers and influencing their buying behavior. Okay, taste. So taste, yeah, maybe you feel hungry now. So it is a sense of taste, right? So many companies and many brands, they can use the power of taste, but only few of the brands, they use that. Because most of the companies, they think that if they are working in food and beverage, they can use the power of taste for the branding and marketing, but it's not right. All of the brands and different types of brand, different types of services, they can use the power of taste to create some multisensory strategies and multisensory marketing strategies for their brands to attract customers. So here I have given you some few examples of some successful brands that they have used the sense of taste for marketing purposes, right? So the first one is Tiffany. Tiffany, they greet shoppers with a glass of sparkling campaign. Okay, so this one is one of their strategies by Tiffany. Jimmy Choo also in Hong Kong, they have high tea events. Okay, so by this, they could add the taste to their marketing strategies, but they don't have any food and beverage, but they could use this power of taste sense in terms of marketing activities. Another examples also is for some cosmetics company. So any of you, do you know any brands that they use sense of taste as a types of marketing strategy? Any of you, any strategy comes to your mind to give as an example? Okay. Maybe you can share. Oh, yeah, there is one answer. Yes, supermarket food tasting. Yes, very good examples. Because of that, yes. So when they give you some coffee or biscuits to taste, yes, they are using sense of taste as a part of marketing activities. But it is about in supermarket, it's about food and beverage. But just now, we had some examples of some brands which they don't work in food and beverage, but they could use the sense of taste. Okay, so by these strategies, they could have some unique and different marketing strategies in comparison with other brands. Okay, so they can increase their competitive advantage and people can recall them. Okay, there are some comments. Okay, there is one comment by one of your participants. Yes, gold jewelry shops give water. Yes, I have also such experience. I don't know which types of when they offer you something for free, also they can add something to your experience, right? Body shop and yes, packet drinks given by shop owners. Yes, all they are. So, yeah, very good examples by the participants. In India, they give you chai and okay, very good. Yeah. So there are some examples, good examples of using taste as a part of marketing activities. Okay, so now there are some questions also in Q&A session. Let me check that one as well. Okay. Can fragrance in a store be one of the, okay. The first question is, can fragrance in the store be one of them? Yes, it can be part of the marketing strategy. Just now I mentioned, for example, Holiday Inn or different types of hotels, they use a specific scents. Yeah, even shops. As I mentioned to you, for example, when you go to Singapore airline offices to buy some tickets, to buy tickets, to reserve your, to book your ticket, flight tickets, yes, they use some specific scents. In Singapore, if I want to give you an example, Pedro shop, yeah, the Singaporean brand. Also, they have a specific scent in all of their shops. Yes, it is. No, smell is not, there is one question, is smell the only function that attract consumers? No, smell is not the only scent, the only factor. We can use all 5 senses to attract customers. Okay, who are the people in the organization that decides what kinds of music of sense to use? So in the organization, who is responsible for that? Marketing department. Marketing department decide about that. Which senses can be used for B2B business, for business to business? It depends on the nature of the business and also whether it is product industry or it is service industry. All these 5 senses can be used for business to business as well. If you have your office and you want to introduce your products or services, because B2C, what is the difference between B2B and B2C? So B2C, you sell your product to end customers, but in B2B, you sell it to the business, right? So how you can encourage the business to buy your products or services, or how you can influence their feeling about your brands. So you can use these 5 senses still for the B2B as well to influence their buying decision. Okay, let me also check the chat box. Okay, so let me continue. The next one is sense of touch, which is not used by many brands, especially in the service industry. It's not very popular to use, but it is also one of the powerful senses to influence the buying behavior of the customers. But for the sense of touch, customers need to have physical access of the products. So the good examples for using sense of touch is Apple brands, Apple company. So when you go to the shop, Apple shop, you can touch the products, you can have some short experience by using the products, okay? So they use the sense of touch. Sense of touch is very important because when you, for example, when you go to the Apple shop, you try one of the cell phones there, so you can have the sense of belongings. So when you have sense of belonging, so it influences your buying behavior and purchase decision as well. Okay, so here we have one case. There is one case of using a multisensory packaging design. So it's for in the case of food and beverage. So for the food and beverage also, packaging is one of the important factors in the marketing mix for food and beverage, right? So there has been some research and they could identify some of the features of packaging that they can communicate the multisensory features of the product, right? So one is packaging color, packaging shape, texture, weight, ease of opening, and about some olfactory design. And also we have the tasty packaging. Okay, so for example, packaging color is very important. So what do you think about packaging color? There should be most of the brands, when they want to decide about the packaging color, they want to make a fit between the content of the package and the color of the package. For example, when you buy vegetables, the packaging is in green color, right? So there is a match between the what does it contain and also the content of the package and also the packaging color. And another usefulness of the color for packaging is to make it attractive. When you go to the shelves of the supermarket, maybe you know to the orange color or red color packaging rather than the white color one, right? So to make the package attractive. So another one is about the packaging shape. So packaging shape also comes under touch sensory, and also texture. And texture also is very important because some package they are very soft, and when you touch them, they give you good feelings. By this, they can encourage you to buy these types of products because of the feeling that packaging gives you. So ease of opening, as you know, is very important, and also tasty packaging. Some brands, in one brand, I don't remember the name, but it was an ice cream one. They have some tasty packaging. So there are some, in terms of packaging, how we can use a multisensory packaging as a part of multisensory marketing of the company. Okay. Another example is about using multisensory marketing in service industry, because many people, they think that multisensory is more useful for product industry rather than the service industry, because services are not tangible. Okay, but multisensory marketing also is applicable for services industry. So this now I want to share with you the results of my research. So this research has been done by me and some of my colleagues at James Cook University, Singapore and Australia, and we have published we have presented in a conference and published a book chapter, and now we are writing the journal papers for this research. So the focus of this research is on heritage boutique hotels. So I want to ask you, have you ever stayed in any heritage boutique hotels? Or any of you, are you interested to stay in heritage boutique hotels? Yes or no? Okay, heritage boutique hotels, you have one response. Oh yes, Penang. Yes, good. Yeah, Penang, Georgetown, and also in Singapore also we have heritage boutique hotels. So we want to develop a multisensory scale to capture the attributes of the heritage boutique hotels. It means that when you stay in heritage boutique hotels, your experience is totally different from staying in some big chain hotels or regular hotels, right? And we selected heritage boutique hotels. Why? Because they are rich in terms of multisensory features. So heritage tourism is one of the growing segments of travel and tourism industries. Nowadays, most of us, when we want to travel, before COVID, so we wanted to travel to different types of destination. Many people, when they look for hotels, they don't look hotels as only as an accommodation, right? Because sometimes people want to have some unique experiences. So nowadays, hotels also has become a tourism destination for many travelers. Some recent research has shown that some people, when they travel to Asia and also to Europe, when they go to one city, they stay in different types of hotels because they want to have different types of experiences. It's also applicable for heritage tourism. And these types of hotels, they use cultural and heritage assets of any destination to create some competitive advantage and to make their accommodation different from other competitors. And it is as a part of sustainable tourism because of the unique features of these hotels and because they have some cultural values for the customers. Here also you can see some photos of some heritage boutique hotels in Singapore and Malaysia. So the area of the heritage boutique hotels has not been studied well. So it means that most of the studies in terms of hotel marketing they have focused on regular hotels, not heritage boutique hotels, and study on the role of multisensory image of the hotels. There is not any research about that. Most of the multisensory studies in service industry, they have focused on destination marketing and restaurants marketing, not hotel marketing. And especially for heritage boutique hotels, there was not any research. So how we could collect the data? So nowadays, it is very important for marketers and for business owners to know about the customer's experience and customer's feedback. So maybe 10 years ago, when we wanted to know what customers think about our products or services, we were doing some surveys. We distributed the questionnaire and collected the questionnaire. Now, by the advent of the internet, by social media and different types of blogs, it's very easier. It's very easier for the brands to access, collect some information about customers' feedbacks, right? So in this research, to collect the customer's experience, to identify the multisensory features of customer experience, we focus on online hotel reviews as a source of information. So what is the objective of this study? So in this study, we wanted to know, when you have also done this, when you stay in a hotel, so then you go to the booking.com or agoda.com, any other platform that you have used for hotel booking, to give your comments, right? To write about your experience. So we wanted to know, when customers stay in heritage boutique hotels and when they write review, when they share their experience, do they talk about the multisensory features of the hotel, and what features of the hotel that they could recall when they were writing the reviews about the hotels? So by identifying the multisensory features of the hotels, we can help hotel owners to identify the important features for the customers, which influence the quality of their experience when they stay in heritage boutique hotels. So based on that, they can add some features, or maybe they can emphasize some features, and they can develop some multisensory marketing strategies for their hotels. So they can make the heritage boutique hotels more appealing for the visitors, and also they can increase the level of customer satisfaction and create the competitive advantage in the market. So for the brand image, as you know, brand image is very important factor, very important concept within the marketing area. Most of the brands, they try to create a good brand image, okay? So before continuing, can you give me some examples about some hotels that they have good brand image? Any example? Any of you, can you think about any? Okay, good. Yes, Marina Bay Sands, Ritz-Carlton, yes. Okay, so there's Raffles, that's right. So there are some examples, or Raffles has very good brand image because there are many common. Fullerton, right. So there are some hotels that they have good brand image. So what does it mean by the brand image? So brand image, it has three main constructs, okay? One is cognitive image. The next one is affective image. And in this research, we try to add multisensory image as the new constructs of the brand image. So what does it mean by cognitive image? Cognitive image is the results of your beliefs and knowledge about any features of or attributes of the hotel. For example, what do you think about the facilities of the hotel? So these types of things, which are based on your evaluation and based on your knowledge, are related to cognitive image. The next one is affective image. I mean, affective image are related to your feelings. What do you feel about the brand? Is it exciting? It is relaxing? Okay, these types of features are related to the affective image. But the next one, which is the new construct, is the multisensory image. It means that what you experience with your five senses, how it can contribute to the brand image of the hotel. It is important to focus on multisensory image because cognitive image, which are related to facilities or other simple regular features of the hotels, it can be easily copied from one hotel to another hotel, right? So we cannot create long-term competitive advantage by focusing on cognitive image, but by creating multisensory strategies, you can create some unique experience for the customers, and it can be leads to the sustainable competitive advantage for your hotels. Okay, here there is some literature review related to our research. So it is about experiencing heritage boutique hotels and what factors influence the experiential quality when you stay in these types of hotels. So first one is about the physical experiential quality, such as some facilities, gyms, or other features. And the next one is about the interactional experiential quality. It means that the attitudes of the staff, whether they welcome guests, how they respond to their request. It's about the interactional. And the next one is about the heritage aspect. So when people stay in heritage boutique hotels, also they notice the heritage aspects quality, whether it is, are there any old furniture there, or maybe can you feel the old age of this hotel or not? Okay, so there are these factors which are related to the heritage aspects quality. So all these factors contribute to the heritage experiential quality when people stay in these types of hotels. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, we were using TripAdvisor as a source of data for us. So we collected the reviews of the guests from TripAdvisor. Why? Because EWM nowadays, e-word of mouth is very important, and it's very important source of information for all businesses, not for service industry, for all types of business. Because of that, most of the brands now very careful about the comments that customers go to different blogs or different types of social platforms to share their experience with the products or services they have used. Okay, so here we have the concept of review generating factors. Before explaining this factor, I want to ask you, have you ever shared your experience with any types of product or services? Have you ever shared? Why? What is the reason? Why did you share? Why did you share? The answer is the review generating factors. So people share their experience with the product or services for different types of reasons. When they are satisfied, when they are dissatisfied, when they want to help the company, when sometimes you use any specific types of product and you are very satisfied. So in this case, you want to help the company to attract more and more customers, right? Or sometimes you are angry and you are dissatisfied. So you concern for others, you want to avoid them to use the services or to buy these types of product. Okay, so here you can see some examples of the review generating factors. So it is very important from the marketing perspective. What are the review generating factors? And you can see here nowadays, the interesting finding by research is that dissatisfied customers are more interested to share their experience rather than the satisfied customers. So EWM stands for word of mouth. Okay, let me type. Because we have WM and we have EWM. WM means that when you see your friends and you talk about the brands or you talk about the products, we call it WM. But when you go to the online environment and you share your comments or experience, we call it EWM, right? And one research also has revealed that now many customers instead of reading the advertisement of the company, they prefer to go to the different types of online platform and see what other customers tell about the brand. What's the reason behind that? Because when you see the advertisement of the company, you can only see the positive points of the product or services. But when you go to the online platform, when you read the reviews, you can see both. You can see both positive and negative comments. And it is it's more useful for the customers nowadays to go to the EWM rather than the advertisement by the company. Okay, let's move on. Okay, for this research, we use 3 hotels from Singapore and 3 hotels from Malaysia to collect data from these hotels. And many of you now, for the good brand image, had examples of the Raffles and Fuller's Road. So we focus on that one, and so we found very, very good reviews about this hotel. So in total, we collected 397 reviews, okay, from January 2020 to March 31st March 2021. And we use content analysis software like Semancer to analyze the data. So some photos of these 2 beautiful hotels, one in Penang and one Raffles Hotel in Singapore. Okay, so this one was the results. So we identified and we counted the multisensory elements. It means that in each of the reviews, whether they have given some words which are related to sight, touch, taste, hearing, or smell. As you can see here, for example, for Raffles Hotel, 60% of the multisensory words was related to sights. And for the rest of the hotels also is like this. So it means that when people share their experience with any types of product or services, in this case for the hotels, they write about what they see, and followed by the taste. It was about the food and beverage they had in the hotel, right? So as you can see here, sight and taste are 2 important multisensory elements that they contribute to the experience of the customers. But it had also another implications for us. It means that hotels are not very successful in terms of creating features which are related to hearing, touch, and smell. They only use sight features and taste feature. So customers, they may have used, but customer, they could not recall these features. Also, we identify some themes. So most of the people, they have talked about hotels, staff, room, breakfast, tours, and place. They are the features, they are the words which were repeated more than other one. So sight was identified as the main important dimension, followed by the taste. So in this research, we could identify the multisensory features of the hotels, and also we could find that there are some opportunities for the hoteliers to develop some multisensory marketing strategies based on smell, hearing, and touch. Because as you can see, most of the comments are related to sight and taste only. So future research, the research we are doing now is about develop a framework. So by this framework, we can measure and evaluate the multisensory image of any types of the hotel. Here there is an example of one of the comments by one of the guests in this hotel, right? So as you can see here, for example, when you can see the beautiful, the word beautiful, it is related to sight, right? Or maybe chili crab omelet, so it is for the taste. Singing bowls, it is for hearing, right? Food is for the taste, right? So in the comment with this, using this software, we could identify different types of word, and we could link it to any of the 5 senses. Okay, there are some features, hotel features, which are related to different types of senses. It is based on one of the heritage boutique hotels in Singapore, the results, right? So for the smell, you can see customers wrote about lobby stands or maybe relaxation remedies. For tactile, as you can see here, comfy the pillow. We found many comments about the pillows or maybe traditional tiger balm, traditional oil. The shower quality is very important for the sounds also, and also for the taste. They guests, they were written a lot about the traditional food and also welcome drink they could have in this hotel, and many comments about the size, about the furniture, lighting. They really like the Chinese style of the hotels, so it was the features we could find there. So there is one implications for the heritage boutique hotels. So they can design a multisensory experience for the hotels. So you can use some traditional music or maybe local fragrances, local scents or traditional scents, traditional food, and also some local and traditional furniture to create a memorable multisensory experience for the hotel guests. Okay, there are some strategies for the marketers in different types of business to create multisensory experience for the guests or for the customers, right? So for the site strategy, when you want to focus on site strategy, you can focus on color. Lighting is very important. For example, for hotels, there were many comments about the lighting and also color scheme or graphics, interior design. Okay, so they can visualize the brand identity by these strategies. About the smell also, sometimes scent can become as a part of brand identity and brand image. As I mentioned to you, for example, Holiday Inn or maybe Singapore Airlines, they have used the scent as a part of brand identity. Okay, so it is also for the touch experience, which is not very used by different types of brand. But about the weight, form, texture, they can be considered as a touch experience. And sound, about the different types of music, it can be soft, it can be loud. As you can see, for example, young customers, if your shop is sells something which is related to young customers, your target market are young customers, they prefer some loud music. But for the old customers, no, they don't like loudly. So there should be a fit between your brand and the sound, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so it's about this. And finally, multisensory brand experience is central to branding, and you can create some specific value for your customers. And by creating some unique value, we can create some unique experience for your customers and create competitive advantage in the market. Okay, thank you for your attention. So now let's go to the chat box to answer the question. Okay, there is one question about the feel. So in the table, feeling is about some people when they stayed in the hotel. For example, they mentioned it was very relaxing. It was very interesting. I really loved my experience. It was a lovely hotel. So it was about the feeling. Some of them, they were writing about their feelings when they stayed in the hotel. Okay, so let's go to the Q&A session. There is one question. So can you give example of use of smell in online marketing? In some advertisements, some you have seen. For example, there is a cup of coffee, you put it here and then something like this. So you feel very good after feeling this smell, okay? So this is some types of strategies that they want to show the power of smell. The next question, Okay. Is there an example of the shop that uses 2 or 3 senses at once? For example, Louis Vuitton. Sometimes they have some specific scents, and also they have specific music. In some of the restaurants also is like this. They use few senses. Louis Vuitton in Marina Bay Sands, for example, branch. This branch is using multisensory experience. Most of the luxury brands they have specific scents, they have their specific music, right? So another question, which of the 2 senses is the most important in your take for e-commerce store? And how do we improve it for the, okay, for e-commerce, sight is the important one because there are some research also about the website design, right? How design of the website influence the buying behavior of the customers. So these are for online shopping. So experience is quite different, right? So for example, usability, ease of navigation, how you can easily move from one part of the site to other parts of the site, the number of links, these factors are very important, okay? But if you want to link it to multisensory one, site is very important. Color scheme, whether you are using different types of photos or maybe videos. And for some companies such as hotels or maybe destination websites, virtual tours are very important. By use of virtual tools, also you can convey the message of the multisensory experience to your customers. Okay, next one. Is multisensory marketing more suited to the lifestyle or consumer product than knowledge for the e.g. education? No, as I mentioned just now, our research is about the services marketing. So the question is that whether multisensory marketing is more useful for consumer products? No, it is also applicable for the services product. And it is also, I can say that it is more important for services product because services products, they have some experiential nature. Because they have some experiential nature, so it is very important for us to use multisensory marketing for the services because of the nature of these types of products. Another question. Let me check whether we have time or not. Yes, still we have time. So there is a question, I read the question. So sensory marketing is a company's effort to make customers come back and can create promotional through. Yes, it can be used as. So multisensory marketing is a type of marketing strategy to create some unique experience for your customers. By adding some features, you can add value for your customers. It's not only about asking them to come back, purchase intent, repurchase, also it influences their purchase intention. As I mentioned to you now, just now, some retail shops, by using some specific types of scents, they could increase the level of sales by 50%. Yes, so by multisensory marketing, we can add value to customers' experience. We can create some unique experience for the customers, and we can make our brand and our product and services different from the competitors. Okay, so there are many questions. So the most important among the 5 senses, yes, sight is the most important one, and it has been widely used by different types of brands. But there are opportunities for the companies and marketers by using the other 4 senses to creating some unique experience for the customers. So there is another question. What was the feel sense in the survey results table? As I mentioned just now, feel is about how did they feel. after staying in this hotel. Some of them mentioned it is a lovely experience. We enjoyed here. This is a lovely hotel. It was relaxing. Okay, so it's how do they feel when they stay? How effective is sensory marketing? Here, when I gave you some examples, it was the results of some research that they could show that it is very effective. Increasing the sales volume and increasing the level of word of mouth and sharing the experience with other customers. So it is some results of the using multisensory experience. So you can influence the buying behavior of the customer and also after purchase behavior. Okay, someone also has about the research report published. Yes, it is under published. So for this research, this is a conference paper and also the book chapter, but it has not published yet. I think next month it will be published. So if you search in Google Scholar, you can find it. Multisensory and my name, so you can find. And very happy that you are interested in this research. Okay, let's see whether it's, we have a few minutes time. Okay, there is one question about how do senses rank after sight? So after sight, taste was the most important one. And the least important one was about the touch. But after sight, taste was important in the hotels. We cannot say important. It means that there were some comments about these senses. It means that customers could not recall something related to other senses. And there is some opportunities for the hotels to focus on these senses. Okay, there is one question. With more business moving online, how do we adjust the mix of this marketing strategy? As I mentioned, so because we didn't have time, I couldn't share something about that. So in online environment, also with augmented reality and with other types of advanced information technology, now technology can create multisensory experience even in the online environment. So it is applicable for online environment as well. And also when hotels, for example, put some virtual tours, for example, these types of things, so they can convey the multisensory message to the customers. And by using technology, virtual reality, yes, we have multisensory marketing also for the online environment. And also is, I think, more advanced than the physical one. Okay, I think now we don't have time to answer more questions. Okay, I think we have talked a lot about the marketing and multisensory marketing and these types of strategies. Okay, so now I want to ask David to share with you some information about the subjects and also some courses we have in the area of the marketing and other business disciplines at James Cook University, Singapore. And again, thanks for your attention. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Zara, for the interesting presentation. So I have actually put a link for some of you might want to follow up with us to understand more about James Cook University, as well as some of our part-time courses. It will be in the next presentation slide that I'll be giving. It will just take between 3 to 4 minutes. So allow me to have a quick share. Oops. Okay, so once again, thank you for taking time to attend this workshop presented by Dr. Zara from our business faculty. So Just to inform a little bit about James Cook University, we are one of the public university in Australia, Queensland. We are ranked among the top 2% in the whole world. As well, we are only one of the 2 schools in Singapore that has EduTrust Star and the first one to be renewed. So this is how the campus of James Cook University look like. And I will just show you more pictures to show you our facilities. And as the one that is recognized by Singapore government as the only private university, there are more benefit to study with us. And of course, for business school-wise, we are one of the few that managed to get AACSB accreditation, which actually signify one of the top business school among university in the whole world. So we also get different recognition from different association. If you are a HR professional, it's recognized by AHRI. If you are accounting profession, it's recognized by CPA as well. So our main campus will be in Townsville, Queensland, and we do have another campus in Cairns. So as for facilities, as a full university, we offer spacious classroom. We have a learning technology lab to help students as well as learning advisor. So more picture to show you. As a full university, we have all the facilities available for students similar to Autonomous University in Singapore. Okay, we have our first psychology facilities as well. Some of our services. Okay, so do note this is a full-fledged university. So we do have clubs and society for students to enjoy being whether you are a full-time student or a part-time student, we encourage students to take part in all those clubs and societies that the university support you to engage to gain a wider network. Okay, some of our campus activities. And of course, some of the people will be looking for career switches to look at employment, how they can move on to different employment. So we are very strong in this manner due to our EduTrust Star auditing qualification. Okay, so this is just a quick snapshot of our academic that are full-time in Singapore itself that we have. So one quick look at the profile of all our lecturer, which is available in the website. For those that wish to connect with Dr. Zara, you can go to our website about profile to look into her profile to connect with her as well as her research interests. So this picture actually showcases all our full-time lecturer. All of them have a PhD equivalent or higher in our Singapore campus itself. So a very quick one, this is some of the business course that we have. So I would just want to highlight on the marketing aspect major of our business. So we have an undergrad program specializing in marketing for digital age, as well as an MBA with a specialization on creative marketing. So we have other commerce courses as well for business school. And just one featured course that I would like to share with all of you is one of our new Master of Psychological Science majoring in business psychology. This course is developed towards organizational psychology, which in today's context, due to pandemic, a lot of companies go through what we know as organizational transformation. There's a big change in how company operate, how do we motivate our staff, and how do we ensure productivity when they are working from home. So this course will share about all the leadership skill and all the management aspect of organizational psychology in business related field. Okay, so continuing education is the department that I'm heading. So my name is David. So we have programs all across, not only in business. So if you wish to find out more, this is my contact detail. You can go to the general website to find out more about us. If you wish to have a chat with me, I have my contact number and email stated in this slide. And of course, easy QR code for you to scan if you wish to go through our microsite to find out more about our program. So once again, thank you so much for your participation, and I hope all of you have enjoyed this workshop delivered by James Cook University. We will try to have more of this session in the coming years. So thank you very much for all of you attending again. So back to Tammy.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dr. Zara, for being with us today. We hope you've enjoyed today's session and will now invite you to participate in our feedback poll. Please give us your honest feedback so that we can further improve on our brown bag series. The feedback poll should be popping up on your screen, so please take a few moments to share with us your observations. Thank you for your feedback and for joining us today. This Brown Bag series is proudly brought to you by Headhunt in partnership with James Cook University. We welcome you for our next session on the 25th of October on the topic of Entrepreneurship Within Your Organization by Nottingham University. Please sign up early on our website, masterclass.sg. With that, we'll end today's session. We look forward to seeing you again. Bye.